Hi, I'm Sam and this is Jack. Today we will discuss the VisionAire 5 litre oxygen concentration unit. These units are usually maintenance free, but when used in harsh conditions like ours in Cambodia, we have found that doing some maintenance that is not recommended by the manufacturer can help the performance. Firstly, we will show you how to clean the filters. Then we will show you how to troubleshoot the display not working, if the motor is turning on and off, or when the circuits are faulty. The most common issue is the filters, and we recommend that you clean these first. If the filters are dirty, the oxygen concentration will be lower and the patient will get less oxygen. Also, the motor works harder, which can cause breakdowns later. Here we have a concentrator with 239 hours of use. We've connected an oxygen analyzer which tells us that the oxygen concentration is 78.5% at a flow rate of 5 litres per minute. The first step is to open the casing with the 2 unlocking screws here. Note, you will only need to turn these screws 1/4 of a turn to unlock them. Once both sides of the casing is open and the cover is removed, you will see another cover secured with several screws. Remove all of these screws and then look into the bottom section of the unit. The 2 filters are on each side of the pump and they can be hard to find. Use something long and thin like our pointer to carefully and slowly prise the filter out of its position . To clean the filters, use some detergent and some water and gently rub the filter to remove the dust. Normal soap or liquid detergent will work just as well. We have used some compressed air to help dry the filters faster, but you can dry them on a shelf overnight also. Once the filters are clean and completely dry, replace them into the unit and press onto the front of the filters to make sure they are in the proper position. Replace the first cover and then the outside casing of the unit. If your oxygen concentrator has a resettable hour meter, we recommend that you do this now. When you reset the accumulated hour display, it will show you how many hours have passed of use since it was last cleaned. The filters should be cleaned every 150 hours of use, or more often if used in a place with dust. The total hours used will not be affected by this reset. To change display modes, press the reset once using a small paperclip. When the display shows TMR1, this is displaying the accumulated hours. To reset, press and hold for 3 seconds until 0.0 is displayed. We recommend that you keep the display in this mode so you know how many hours of use there has been since the filters have been cleaned. More information can be found on these following websites. This is a test on the same unit after cleaning the filters, and we can see that the oxygen concentration at 5 litres per minute has increased to 89.5%. The next problem is if the hours used display, which we have just reset, is not working. A 6-volt battery inside the unit provides the power for this display. If the display is not working, the battery is flat and the whole unit will not work. To change the battery, a biomedical engineer will need to remove the circuit board and remove the 3 metal legs which hold the battery in place. The third problem is if the motor is turning on and off. If this problem is present, it could be because of irregular voltage supply. If the voltage supplied to the unit drops below 210 volts, then the motor will not work continuously and the unit will fail to supply oxygen constantly. Because the motor is quiet, you can check it by placing your hands on either side of the unit for a few minutes and feeling for the vibration. To check the supply voltage, use a voltmeter or multi-tester. Step 1. Set the AC voltage on the meter to 250 VAC. Step 2. Insert the pins into the neutral and positive socket in the wall. Step 3. Check the reading of the AC voltage on the meter. If the supply voltage is below 210 volts, that is your problem. And this is the same process with a digital multimeter. If none of these steps fix your problem, there could be faulty circuitry. This needs to be checked with a multi-tester. Normal resistance of the units is above 700 ohms. To check, turn the unit off and remove the plug from the wall. Set the multi-tester to the ohm resistance test. Attach the 2 terminals of the digital tester to the terminals at the end of the power cord socket. Turn the unit on and read the result. The digital tester should read above 700 ohm, which is sometimes displayed as 0.700 kilo ohms. Our machine displayed above 700, we're okay. If the resistance is 0 or less than 700, investigation and repair should only be performed by a biomedical engineer. So, to recap, clean the filters and reset the hour meter so you know when to do it again. If the digital display is not working, the whole unit will not work. There is a 6-volt battery inside which needs to be changed by a biomedical engineer. Check the supply voltage of the mains if the motor is turning on and off. And if all of the above are okay and the resistance of the circuits is less than 700 ohms, then consult a biomedical engineer. We hope that you can now confidently clean the filters of your VisionAire and troubleshoot some other issues, so it will keep on supplying the right amount of oxygen for your patients.